which are no unusual. We're gonna court do Aquaman series from Phoenix, but it's not live right now. It's 7:57, so I'll come back for it. Okay, that's what I got for this time. 7:57 to have screen, so I'll come back. Right now it's at the base hub. I'll come back for the Aquaman series from Phoenix. I'll see you there.
So it actually is only 1 year younger than Arca Menard's National Series.
Unbelievable. There's so many West Coast drivers out here tonight. They want to stand on top and get that trophy. Now, Trevor, 1 mile over here, a mile over. This place can give people fits. You see the dog leg. We're going to be talking about the dog leg a lot tonight.
For sure. The dog leg is going to be tricky for these drivers. This is such a unique racetrack. It's so much fun, but it's also frustrating. These restarts right here get wild in every series, from Cup to Arca. You see drivers taking all the different options. 4 wide there, so as a leader, you gotta be on your game. You can't leave that door open, but you also don't want to make the mistake of cutting to the bottom too soon and get that penalty.
Love the restarts here. You see 4 or 5 wide. I hope the guys brought their mouth guards. Well, all of the drivers are ready to.
Sun's shining in there, Bill.
Right in his eye, too, by the way.
It makes it tough getting into turn 3 there.
It won't be there long. It's going to be gone pretty soon. We're just going to dip down below the grandstands.
All right, this is when the nerves get pegged, right, Trevor?
Oh, for sure.
Going through turn 3, the pace car is off. William Sawalich will lead him in the 18 car. Sean Hingorani on the outside. Green flag is in the air. We are racing at Phoenix.
Yes, you are. Oh my God!
Right away, we see that dog leg being used, protecting that bottom 3, almost 4 wide, getting into turn 1 here.
Strong move by the 20 of Gio Ruggiero. That's his first ever National Series race as well, driving for Venturini's.
Gio Ruggiero is
God.
on the track. 2 cars involved. It looks like the 77.
Seriously, guys.
Cody Keemely.
One of the other females, one of the 5 females we have in the field.
This was literally in the back of the field because she had started 40th, so I'm not sure where it went sideways. Take a look at it here in progress.
Let's see what happened here. That was right. Yeah, don't worry about the quality.
You see top right of your screen.
A lot of tire smoke getting in. It happened very early in the corner, Phil.
It really did. You saw the 0-5 with a lot of smoke. Maybe put something down on the racetrack. That's Michael Maples in the 99 involved as well. That's where the contact for the front of Camille's car came. Tough break for him. I was talking to him in the garage area. He's a junior in high school. And he's already signed with Arizona State as a left-handed pitcher.
So what's he doing here?
He said loves to race. Loves to race.
Living that dream. Well, caution is out here at Phoenix Raceway for the first.
We saw the video from last year's race, and Ken Reif actually lost the lead there, and that's because he didn't go when he got to that line, and the starter went ahead and started the race.
All right, first restart of the evening coming our way. William Sawalich in the 18, Gio Ruggiero in the 20, side-by-side. Nice restart.
Great restart by William Sawalich.
That's going to give him some options. He's not side-by-side. He doesn't have to protect that bottom. He can run that nice arc. Great jump by Sawalich there.
Yeah, the initial start we saw
so good. Look at those. We were 3 wide right there. Look at it.
3 wide.
3 wide.
Pack.
3 and 4 wide. You know who just entered the mix up there? Grant Enfinger in the 23
Yes,
he
will
be racing the Truck Series race next weekend at Bristol.
Hey, the Truck Series isn't racing this weekend. I wanted to go racing. So he told us that it's the only one he plans on doing, but it's good to see Grant Enfinger, former champion of the series, back in it.
Yeah, and a tough competitor anywhere we go.
Tough competitor, yes.
4 wins in the Truck Series last year. Race for the championship, as Trevor mentioned, when we were back here in November.
We're used to seeing these 18 and 20 cars battle it out quite a bit, right? We plug and play a different driver this year. I think I heard Jesse Love's name 370 times last year in that same car. But Gio is doing it a lot of justice right now. He's off to a great start.
Yeah, no pressure, right? This 20 team, a Shannon Rush, the same exact team, won 50% of the races last year, and now Gio gets to jump in there. And they will have different drivers behind the wheel, but he's the question mark to me. How can he run? And what will he have for William Sawalich, if anything, tonight?
The time will tell. These drivers now have a few laps on these tires. Tires are finally going to get some heat in them, so they know which direction these cars are going to go. Remember, this racetrack is pretty much all in shade right now, so things could certainly change as this racetrack cools off, and the crew chiefs were expecting this racetrack to change.
And that's where that experience comes in. You talked about Grant Enfinger and where he's at right now. He knows. He has a notebook, right? Phoenix. In the daytime, it's going to do this. At night, when it cools down, gets shade, I expect my car to do this. That's one of those things, as we mentioned Isabella Robusto earlier. She said, I like loose race cars, but I don't know how loose to be to start this race. Hopefully the track will change and we can dial it in.
Andy Jankowiak in the 73 here. He's coming down pit road with an issue.
Oh.
You hear us talk about Andy J., that famous pizza delivery man from Buffalo, New York.
Famous
He
pizza
went
man.
viral a little bit after our last race, or during it, right before our last final restart in Daytona.
I think an issue with the right rear
2 weeks
tire.
ago when
Remember, these
Andrews
drivers, teams are not
almost
allowed to change
flipped on the
tires under green
Almost flipped on the
unless the
final
tire
lap
or
2
wheel
weeks
is
ago.
damaged. And I'm thinking they probably think that if that tire is not flat, that they probably think that wheel was loose, which is pretty surprising because these drivers qualified on these tires, so they should have not
many
been.
months away to now.
Heather, what are they saying?
Where they could get loose.
Well,
Tony Baloney
right now to
is
check
25.
to see if it's down. It's aired up, so
Yeah,
I'm not sure that this is going to be a good call for them. But they're looking it over to see if there's a small puncture or not. They're getting a water bottle out to test and see, and they're waving their Jankowiak as his first start here at Phoenix Raceway in the Arca Menard Series from Phoenix.
I know that, but I'll come back.
Welcome back to the General Tire 150. While we were away, we had a change for the lead.
Oh,
perhaps this could be one of our Reese's Sweet Move nominees, guys.
We're going to watch William Sawalich come up on this lap car of Ryan Roulette. William thought that Ryan was going to stay up, but Ryan came down a little bit. He came to pit road right after that, and it looked like they were working on the radio, so it could have been a radio issue, and them not really known that William was there, but then it cost William the lead.
When we saw it, we're like, did he not know he was there? And then it turns out he didn't. He did have to get that radio changed out.
So, Gio Ruggiero, first Arca Menard Series National Series race, and here he is as the leader.
Leading laps. That's what he's here to do.
That's what you're expected to do when you're with that team, right?
That's right. We talked about the East and the West. Well, he ran an East race for the Venturinis last year, and it was because, as you mentioned, Isabella Robusto was supposed to have run that race, and because of that concussion, she wasn't able to do it. So Gio jumped in there, and he will run about half these races, as well as the East primary races.
Let's get an update on our leader, Heather.
And this is only the second time he's been in an Arca car, and very impressive to start things off. He said, I'm excited to be in this equipment, and I have big shoes to fill because Jesse Love and Shannon Rush last year, they won 10 races, and he said he's going to do whatever it takes to win. And one guy he looks up to is Kyle Busch. He said the reason I look up to him is because he's winning. When he's in a position to win, he does whatever he can to make that happen. So we'll see if he can do that here tonight.
I love it. We asked him that question earlier today, and he just lit up and smiled and said, Kyle Busch. That's why I got up too.
How about this battle on the right side, though? You see, that's Isabella Robusto in that 55 car. She has just gotten solidly better.
He's going to win the Cup race this year.
Definitely is. And we've seen career paths like that before, right? Joey Logano ran in the series and then moved up. But I think what Ty Gibbs did, winning a championship here, winning an Xfinity championship the next year, and then thinking in his mind, I'm going to go contend for a Cup championship the very next year, it really showed how quickly these drivers can progress. And once they see that possibility, it just fires them up to say, hey, I can do that. I can go win. You know, you think about Jesse Love in the Xfinity series right away here battling for
Great battle for ninth. Tony Breidinger in that Canes number 25, Connor Mosack in the 28. You know, people always ask, I know they ask you guys as well, who's next? Who are the kids coming up? Who are the women coming up? Who do we root for? This is the series to watch to see where it's happening, who's coming up the pipeline. And we talk about these women and what they've done. I mean, Tony Breidinger with the Toyota program and what they've done. And Robusto, we've talked about, she's been in Toyota pipeline for a couple of years. They really believe in her. She's in a national ad campaign for them, and they know what she's capable of.
Yeah, but how about the job Tony did last year? She had some really great races, some strong top fives. She actually finished third at Kansas, which is her best career finish, but really strong on some short tracks as well, which are really, really challenging for somebody that doesn't have a lot of experience. It's a battle for the seventh position right there. That's Chris Wright. The 15, that's another one of the Venturini cars. That will be full-time this year, along with Tony and Amber Balkin.
Event Treaty Motorsports 5 full-time cars into it. Right here are the ladies. Tony Breidinger, her full-time, Amber Balkin. Danica Dart making her Arca debut. She had trouble though lap number 2. She was involved in that incident. And then Isabella Robusto. I mean, just a tremendous athlete, what she's been able to accomplish now at age 19, trying to make a splash in the Arca series.
Let you draw by. I don't want you. I wish the car was not that low.
Gio Ruggiero continues to lead.
Just rough is leading.
You've been anywhere in Phoenix, you've seen billboards with Tony, that's for sure. Raising Cane's, they've had him everywhere.
Yes, you have, and Isabella Robusto making a move, going to the front. Stay with us.
With more caution, I don't know. Oh, the caution is out, boys. It's for the second time.
Very first incident we had on lap number 2 is involved along. Yeah, Jake was running in the 16th position when that happened.
Oh God! I mean, you Jingo. Actually, yeah, Jingo.
Just a reminder that.
What happened?
We had a safety truck coming up onto the track. If you heard me there, another car coming at full speed around the racetrack. That was.
Reminder. We like to see that window net down. That gives everybody an idea that they are okay. So we're waiting.
See if that's. There's a car trying to go under the 05.
See him on the brakes.
Yeah. That's the 19 of Eric Johnson Jr.
No, not Bill Johnson.
I don't think Jake's going to come along there.
Have anywhere to go here.
There's absolutely nowhere to go.
I'll go brake. Oh no, dude!
In that corner, you're already max brake getting in.
Yeah,
So when somebody has an incident,
you're in there as hard as you can.
Right.
You can't go any farther.
Can't slow down anymore.
It's going to be a great look from the onboard Jake Bowman.
Just watch how fast this happens. Already,
like you say, he backed off the last second that he could, and
can't see anything.
Absolutely nowhere to go. Hard contact with the back of the 05 car.
Well, and once he got up the racetrack, there's so many marbles up there from the tire buildup as it wears off. Nobody's run that high yet, so at this point, he's, as you said, along for the ride.
You saw Jake. You saw him wiggle. He was trying to get slowed down for a Truck Series championship.
Gio Ruggiero from Seekonk, Massachusetts, leads William Sawalich from Eden Prairie, Minnesota on the front row. Side by side, what a great restart.
Yes, side by side.
No saving anything here. It's a shootout till this break at lap 75. Let's see what this thing's got.
Grant Enfinger in the 23, Isabella Robusto in the 55.
Robusto.
William able to hang on the door there.
Yeah, hanging in there on their outside. That slight edge. Going down the back straightaway.
How about that sunset showing off in the distance? Absolutely beautiful as they go door to door through turn 3. Side by side they go.
Really surprised that William was able to stay on the outside of him right there in turn 3. Got those tires cooled down and that car's coming back to life.
They are really loose into each other, hanging on to it. Gio in his first national start, hanging on, battling Grant Van Alst goes around.
Still green, and then it's caution.
Wallace, they will look back at the most recent scoring loop to see who was ahead at the time of the caution.
And caution is out for the 3rd time here, as we're just a few laps away from that stage break.
Greg was running in the 12th spot, one of the 14 cars that we have on the lead lap right now.
Greg Van Alst got a local sponsor to come on board. He's doing that throughout the series, trying to run full time, but he needs a little bit of help.
Actually running a second car for the 34 of Isaac Johnson. Take a look at the spin here. He's on the inside. I believe it's that Andres Perez. Or, no, that's LeVar Scott. The two cars look very much alike. Just lost the air to that rear spoiler and got loose. Did a nice job keeping that car out of the outside wall as they go by inside and outside.
Balkin heads up, who just avoided him.
Right here we got Marco Andretti's on board. We said it might see some action, and it did right here.
Marco grab a gear, grab a third gear, drive by on the inside. Good heads-up move by Marco.
Come back to the grid Ferrari.
Side here.
Oh, for 30 minutes.
I don't know. The bottom normally for the front row is pretty dominant because of that dog leg we talk about. We'll see what kind of jump he gets. That's going to be the key, is what kind of launch do you get out of the box.
These two stayed side by side for a couple of laps. Whoa, big restart for the 18 once again. William Sawalich on at the 20. Goes down low into the dog leg. There's Sparks, we've got him 3 wide as they head into turn 1.
Look at Jack Wood on the inside. Jack made a pit stop to work on that car Stayed on the lead lap. Now he's racing up in the top 10 on the inside.
Isabella Robusto trying to take over the third spot from Grant Enfinger as she's side by side with them.
Enfinger threw a huge slide job down there in turns 1 and 2, but she's fighting back. Oh, gonna get loose here with him on her door.
And now we're at 74.
Does a nice job staying off Grant Enfinger.
Sean Hangarani in the 61 wants a piece of that.
Want a piece of that?
We're expecting the caution flag to come out any time. They're going to have that scheduled stop.
Yes, I see. I told you.
Saw sparks flying in
there's
that
the
shot.
caution.
And there it is. Flag is out. This will be our scheduled break. They'll be able to bring them down, make adjustments, take fuel, take tires.
I was kidding.
Yeah, once the last car stops up here, then they'll have 5 minutes to make those adjustments.
Yeah.
So we're officially at the halfway point for the Arca Menard Series from Phoenix Raceway. We'll have pit stops coming up next.
And Andres sees that pipeline. He sees that there's a future there.
Yeah, there's a path.
Races count.
There's a path.
The path, that's right.
William Sawalich, Gio Ruggiero, Grant Enfinger, Isabella Robusto, the top four with 71 laps to go at Phoenix.
20 car got a great launch this time. I don't think William Sawalich is going to be clear on entry. We'll see if he can hold tight on the outside.
We wide.
So how drastic the bump is as you drive back up on the racetrack.
Sean Hangarani way down there on the inside, trying to make a move into third. You see him right there. Isabella Robusto side by side with him, battling for that fourth position. And then there's Jack Wood with all those adjustments to that 16 machine.
Right, yeah, trying to get last year. The 13, that's right.
Somebody just tell these drivers it's go time with 10 laps to go or something. We've got 69 laps to go, and this is a good one.
Look how violent that is, getting back up onto the straightaway. In here in the booth and at home on TV, it doesn't look that bad, but when you go across that, it is violent.
I think Grant Enfinger said today that is one of the most violent parts of any track that we race on.
Connor Mosack, the 28, moving up here in the top 10, racing for the 6th spot, 6th, 7th, 8th spots right there.
Got 4 fresh Fruit Loops on these things. They got the confidence high right now.
I love it. Full of fuel, and you see the sparks flying.
Hank Parker Jr. used to say, "Poor Mr. Feel Good."
Is that what it is? Feel good till they don't.
There's somebody
Sawalich has command of this race again. Once Gio got around him earlier, he never looked back. I think he got about a 4.5-second lead was his biggest gap. But they've got Sawalich hooked up now.
Well, Sawalich knows his car went loose around lap 10 or 15, so he's trying to make hay while he can, get that gap extended, but you're also trying to take
34. It's Isaac Johnson.
Yeah. That's a teammate to Greg Van Alst.
No, just kidding.
They're having a tough day then at that team, aren't they, Phil?
Yeah, you see the sponsor, Andres and Hauser. That's he works full time for them. He's a sales engineer for that company, and they're sponsoring him here. So that's nice.
He was running 19th at the time.
And then we point, oh no smoke.
So that brings out the caution for the 5th time tonight for this incident right here.
Set. Pesky turn 1. Turn 3. Liking that outside here. He keeps picking it and making it work.
So watch Gio try to move him up. Watch Gio try to move him up off the bottom.
Packed up and ready to go. William Sawalich, Gio Ruggiero, Grant Enfinger, Sean Hangarani, Robusto in the 3rd row.
Clear.
That was almost what happened last year to William Sawalich.
Oh, now it's 4 wide.
Four wide into turn 1, 5 wide.
5 wide.
And Isabella Robusto looks like she's headed to pit road down there, but she's going to come back up.
She's figuring it out, working all around. Jack Wood
there.
contact there with Tyler Wright, last year's winner, side by side.
Save it.
Everybody keeps it straight.
Yeah, at least these bodies are all composite bodies, so you're not going to have any metal from the body panels cutting a tire.
4 wide.
3 wide, 50 feet from the racetrack.
They're actually 4 wide. This one car
4 wide again, too.
I couldn't even see it.
Like 4 wide.
Out of the screen.
Sawalich, the leader right now, 47 laps and counting. Gio Ruggiero has led 49 laps tonight, so it has been a battle between these two.
Look at those laps on the screen.
Yeah, this 55 has struggled a little bit since the break. She's not had the speed that we saw at the beginning of the race, but really, Phil, we weren't paying attention to her until about 20 laps in when her car came to life, so she's hoping for a long run here.
Let's take a look back at that contact with Tyler Reif.
See, 4 wide for a moment coming off the corner.
He's on the outside, close to the wall right there.
You saw his car start wiggling a little bit. I think he maybe was just trying to catch his car made contact with that Napa car, Jack Wood.
Yeah, and for Jack Wood, he's just hoping the C doesn't close all the way up on him there.
Robusto in the 55 had a little bit of that contact as well. Let's get an update on her. Heather.
And Trevor, you mentioned Isabella struggling after that restart. She came on the radio and told her team that she's just too free and can't put the wheel in it like she wants to. And Billy Venturini told.
So there's no rain that we have seen, but we've been watching this lightning storm kind of roll in. So our road cameras, our man cameras are down, so we're limited at this point. So now Arca decided to bring out the caution.
I thought our weather woman, Jamie Little, told us.
I was told.
0%.
Zero. And it may not rain, right, Jamie?
Hey, I am from the desert. We have this Daytona.
So we are nasty. We like to make it rain. We do. Everywhere
no,
we
I don't want rain.
Take a look at this lightning right here.
Oh, no. Oh, wow, buddy. Oh, God. Look at that lightning, boys. That is crazy.
And there was lightning throughout the entire game off the outfield. Started in left field, went to left center, center
oh my
field,
God,
right
that's
center,
a big
right
boom.
field.
That's
It
a big
never
boy
rained
right
there,
there.
and they played 9
They don't have a protocol in the desert for lightning. They're like, we don't know what that is. We're just going to keep on going.
It's a beautiful show that we've been watching, but it's certainly not safe for all, so caution is out here.
I'm sure William Sawallich's is fine if you
want
want to stop that thing right now.
Yeah, the good thing for him is it's another chance to cool those tires, and we've seen how good he is on the short run. Was able to open up that gap there to a little over 2 seconds to Gio, who has been his biggest competition this whole race.
I know one driver that probably wishes that we could go back racing, and that's Connor Mosak, already up to the 4th position. That car's getting better and better and better.
Gio Ruggiero says, give me another shot at it. I want to win in my National Series debut. So we've had 2 different leaders tonight, 4 lead changes, and it's been between the 18 and the 20.
Yes.
We're on our 6th caution of the evening.
We hardly have ever said that before, that the lead is the battle between the 18 and 20.
No, we have a compilation that's like 5 minutes long. I mean, there's a rivalry between them. And yes, they're both Toyota, but they're 2 different teams, and they want to beat each other bad.
And multiple drivers. I mean, we've seen all kinds of combinations of who's in the 18 or the 20 and switch it out, and it's still the same battle.
Remember last year, Connor Mosak ran the 18 car several times because William Sawallich is not yet old enough. We talked about the teenagers. If you're under the age of 18, there's several places at the Arca Menard Series races that you can run. So Connor Mosak did that last year. He got a big win, too, at Kansas for the 18 team. Remember, that team won the Owners' Championship with those multiple drivers that you were talking about. As good as Jesse Love was winning 10 races, the 18 car actually won the Owners' Championship.
And the ironic thing, I talked to Billy Venturini earlier, really his team came on the map when Joey Logano came over to drive their cars back when JD was here, and they had a great relationship, and he said, let's put Joey in your car and see what he can do. They went and won at Daytona, and from there Billy's team just turned on like a light switch. He was able to build that program, won a race, ran well with Mark Davis.
We're going to win the pole again? I don't know. It says, see that tomorrow on Fox. You can Xfinity Series will be practice qualifying tomorrow. Tomorrow is the Xfinity race. We'll be putting reaction video. You can cut series on Sunday. Next week is Bristol. Oh yeah, it's Bristol, baby.
We also have a lot of hoops coming up tomorrow. It's a huge regular season.
No, don't you have a basketball.
Got series after series after series, all right here. NASCAR on Fox. Stay tuned. I love that story, though, that it goes back to Joey Logano back in those days with Chevrolet, when Fort Gibbs was even a Toyota team.
I remember it well because I was growing up in the same time as Joey, and we were always kind of battling, and he got that opportunity, and man, it just took off after that.
And now the Venturinis,
they're bringing up the road.
A couple weeks ago, have won 100 wins in Arca.
Incredible. Wow. Here it is, the pipeline to the top 100 wins, as you just mentioned, Phil.
5 driver championships.
The first one
they all started back in 1987.
1982 at Daytona.
They do really nice job.
That's crazy.
That program. Good people, good equipment.
It's top notch.
Yeah,
World Championships, 1987, 1991, 19 and last year.
So they are bringing the cars down pit road. You hate to see that. We've got 35 laps remaining, but as we showed you, there's a lot of lightning in the area, and that is certainly not safe for the fans in the stands or our camera crew working.
And
let's take a look back at the last restart for another Reese's Sweet move of the race nominee. Here it is.
Right here we've got a restart with the 20 and 18 that we were just talking about. We're going to see the 20 dive to the bottom, but William Sawalich is able to hang on that door.
Well, they ran side by side this for at least a couple laps till the caution came out. And when the caution came out, William Sawalich was barely ahead of the 20 of Ruggiero.
Got that run on exit of turn 2 and was able to hold on to it. And that's ultimately how he's in the lead right now. Could be the race-winning move.
That's right.
So we're going to step aside for a moment as we figure it out if we can continue racing. I hope we can. It's been a good night here at Phoenix.
Caution lightning.
Lightning
Right.
is in the area, and that is why we were under red at the moment.
Here at Phoenix.
But it's been a fun night.
DLC
6 different cautions now. Let's take a look back.
There's a common theme here of arrow loose, Jamie. Almost all of these we're going to watch. See a big pile up there, but check this out. Okay, that's not arrow loose. That's mechanical
okay, Trevor Bain.
right there.
And turning down too early.
Here's arrow loose.
That's arrow
there
loose
we
right
go.
there for Greg Van Alsten, a 35 car.
3.
No harm, no foul.
The fourth one happens right here when they 3-4 went around.
Greg Van Alsten's teammate there.
That's right.
There's a lightning leader. Look at
And
that
that's
lightning
why
show.
we're under red right now.
So here we are, as you see, 35 laps remaining in this race.
Oh, that's why it's full.
It's the second Arca Menard Series national race of the season. 18 to go. I see Isabella Robusto out of her race car. Love to hear what she's discussing with her crew chief right now. I mean, her first experience.
She's saying, can you sneak in a little adjustment?
What
We're going to track bar down.
What we're going to do right here, we're going to
fun.
slide a little bit. One thing I do want to mention that I said that the 18 won the Owners' Championship last year with multiple drivers. It actually was the 20 of Venturini Motorsports that won the Owners' Championship. Excuse me.
Well, Venturini, they win so often, but right now they're sitting second. Joe Gibbs Racing. Right now, sitting first with William Sawalich. Last year, he lost this one, said it's the one that got away. He won 4 times, 4 national races last year, won the Arca East Championship, and now he's sitting here anxiously awaiting, saying, where is that lightning? I want this race to be called.
I want rain.
Yes.
Yeah.
And apparently, we just looked at the forecast. There is some rain out there, so I'm sorry if I lied to you.
Who knew?
Said 0.
Well, the weather at that time said it was a 0% chance of rain.
It's like we're at the beach, right?
Exactly.
Pops
At
up
the
out of
beach,
nowhere.
But we're in the desert. What in the
That's even
world?
worse.
At 150.
So-
150.
So William Sawalich, we haven't talked too much about it. He does know how to get it done
Sawalich.
here at Phoenix. This was in November.
the
We
West
kept
Series.
talking about the one that got away, but how about the one he actually captured? He was able to get it done, get redemption here, win this race, and that's what he's leaning on tonight. We talked about it before that first break.
Yeah,
Hey,
the
he
fall
knows
race here
what a
in the
winning
West
car feels
last
like.
fall.
Let's dial it into
Now
that,
you
and
see
they've
the
done that
spring.
so far. They made this car much better at that
Maybe
break,
win
and
the
he's been
spring
able to
race
drive
in the
away with the
Arca Menard
lead.
Series.
Yeah, the West Series that we talk about has their finale here at Phoenix. It's not a national series event. Their season is already over by the time we come back here in November.
But the cars and a lot of the competitors are still the
rules are
same.
exactly the same.
That's
Rules are
right.
the same.
But it's interesting because they're set up, differently for these development drivers to come up. And you'll see sometimes they'll run the East and the West, so that's exactly what William Sawalich did. He won on the East, came over
What
here
time is
and
it?
mixed it up with the
9:45.
West boys and got it done.
Well, and next week you'll see William in the Truck Series at Bristol. He's going to run there.
Oh,
He's got
yeah,
some
Bristol,
Xfinity races
baby.
towards the end
I'm
of the
back
year
in
with Joe
Concord,
Gibbs
all
Racing.
dirt.
So he's got a whole cluster of
So
different
that
kinds of
30
vehicles he's
next
going to be
week.
driving, trying to learn as quick as he
9
can.
more.
But
We're
a
back
lot
to
of great
Concord.
race teams with Tricon Garage, Joe Gibbs Racing that he's
Talladega
going to be
or
driving
Moss?
for.
That's
Look at that average finish last
They
year,
did
3
flipping
points.
one
Yeah,
month
pretty
at
good.
Talladega or Daytona.
Where do they find these kids?
I don't know.
Daytona?
I mean, the scouting
Minnesota.
is incredible.
Back in
And-
August.
They found him in
yeah, because you
Minnesota.
find all the drivers
That's
in
right.
Minnesota.
Well, and to be honest, a lot of the good drivers and their families find the good teams. They see that talent. They know what their son or daughter has an ability, and they say, hey, we got to go find you the best opportunity. It's like if your child
The
plays
Bronx Racing
football or
Web
baseball,
today.
you're going to find them the best
Underneath the
coach,
pylon.
best travel team that you can, and that's what a lot of these families do. They know that Joe Gibbs Racing, they know that Billy Venturini and Rev Racing, they have great race cars, so they're going to try to get their son or daughter into those vehicles.
See Tony Breidinger walking away there. She's had a good night. Shown 9th on the board right now. We're still waiting. Welcome back to Phoenix Raceway. Jamie Little with you. Trevor Bain, Phil Parsons. Well, the wind is picking up.
Oh, I'm back.
And that's not a good sign
Uh-oh.
as we continue awaiting final word from the ARCA officials. Looking at the forecast, seeing if we can finish this race up with 35 laps to go. But as we wait, we're going to step aside. Coming up, Best of Radioactive is coming at you.
I'm sad, but not doing that. Oh, come on. Fine, I'll come back. On the back.
The rain came in, washed away the track. We've lost it. That means the race has officially been called.
And William Sawalich has won.
Means one thing. William Sawalich.
William Sawalich has won the Arca Menard Series race from Phoenix. The race has been called. Official. William Sawalich wins the race.
Take a look at the results from tonight's race.
Wins the race from Phoenix, the general title, 150.
William Sawalich in the 18, Gio Ruggiero. His National Series debut finishes second, led 49 laps tonight. Right now. Grant Enfinger, great to have him back. He says it's the only race he's going to run this year.
Yeah, great run by Connor Mosek, who started in the
William
19th position
wins
all the way up to
here
fourth.
Phoenix,
And
the
who
general
knows
title,
what might have
150.
happened had we finished this thing.
Hey, the stat book doesn't care how you got it done. So William
race
Sawalich
was
right now, this
right.
victory lane is going to be just as sweet as if we ran 150 laps instead of 115.
Last year's winner, Tyler Wright, finished 11th. Tony Breidinger, talked about her a lot. She finished 9th inside the top 10.
And Isabella Robusto, we talked about her a lot as well, and deserved it. She finished 6th, ran in the top 5 most of the race, lost a little bit of ground on one of those late restarts.
Yeah, and on the other side, we saw Andy Jankowiak down there in 27th, had a rough start to his day early on with that tire issue. Also, Danica Daria in 40th there with that crash on lap 1 in turns 1 and 2.
So much buildup for it to all go sideways so early in the race. Well, let's hear from our race winner. He's with Josh Sims.
Wow.
And I'm down here with William Sawalich. And William, we talked about redemption earlier today. I know last year at this race